5, 4, 3, 2.
For those of you that don't know, this is Carly Noel's YouTube. She's about to tell a really crazy story.
Hey, what up? So,
What up? What
this
up,
is going to be
homie?
a Cloning Center Memories Part 2.
Wait a minute, is her name really Carly? Yeah. Wasn't there an old freaking show, iCarly? iCloney. Oh my god, Diligent. Oh my god, bro. Holy you just figured out the name of our Red Pill to Pay the Bill episode for her. iCloney. Oh my god, it's too good. So if you don't know who Donald Marshall is, or iCloney here. Excuse me, I'm trying. If you don't know who they are, Donald Marshall came out in the 2000s claiming that he was abducted, cloned, and that the Queen of England tortured him.
A project to work on. Anyways, you're busy too. So they brought me into this little room, just like as you exit the like kind of bookcases of cloning in the wardrobe area, just like enter the hall and then right off to... So there's a lady sitting at like on a couch with a desk in front of her on the right side of this room and on the left side against the wall.
Was she the intake specialist for the cloning center, iCloney? So like really chill kind of receptionist. She doesn't use an office chair. She's graduated to a couch. You get me?
Was another couch that I sat on, and she wanted me to make up a character for this.
Yep. She's the receptionist at the cloning center. And you're the second person ever to talk about the iCloney centers. Maybe you can boost your YouTube channel quickly. Now, she did that. And this is why I say it's 50-50 that she's either completely batshit schizo, or she's only been doing this for 2 months, and her first video got 8K views. Now, one other thing. iCloney may be telling the truth. Because if you look at the thumbnails behind me, she looks like a completely different person in every one of her freaking thumbnails, except for the final 4 of them. All right? Follow me on this. That's iCloney here. Is this the same person? I guess it's possible. But they look real different, so maybe they cloned her for her video. She does tell the story of a cloning center. Her name is iCloney. Now, look at this picture compared to this picture. Doesn't look the same, huh? Maybe she got cloned. This one compared to that one compared to that one. I mean, they're very similar looking people, but maybe her story has some bit of truth to it.
So they brought me into this little room, just like as you exit the like kind of bookcases of cloning in the wardrobe area, just like enter the hall and then...
iCloney, I don't want to make you mad at me. I don't want you to hate me. I don't want you to think that I'm being mean to you, but what designates a normal bookcase, bookshelf, bookcase from a cloning bookcase? Is it just the contents of said books? Or is there another qualifier that would change a normal bookcase into a cloning bookcase? I'm just an inquisitive guy, iCloney.
So I came up with my character's name, Daenerys Targaryen.
It would be so funny. I know she wouldn't do it, but if somehow she worked the word clone in there, I would bust my ass up laughing like, I came up with the name Daenerys Clonegarian, or like, Clonarius Targaryen. Like, it would just be so funny. I really wish she would consider that in her future stories.
And I spelled it for this lady because she asked me, can you please spell this?
It?
And I was
Will
like,
you do it now, iCloney?
Daenerys.
Oh my god, wouldn't it be funny if she started spelling that shit? If she was like, I even spelled it for her. It was CLONE Targaryen or some shit. It'd be funny as fuck though. Don't even act like it wouldn't be funny.
And like I tried to make like a fancy sounding name, even though my vocabulary was a little bit childish, but I know how to spell tar, T-A-R. I know how to spell Gary, G-A-R-Y. And
I know how to spell clone, C-L-O-N-E.
I know what yen is. Y-E-N. So, yeah.
I did.
So Daenerys Targaryen is
I did.
the
It was too
character
funny.
that
I told you, man. iCloney she affects me. She gets me thinking. She gets my juices rattling.
I have come up with for the Game of Thrones series, which is a TV show.
Oh my god. We got to reconsider the iCloney thing. she just drops this stuff right in your lap. We got to reconsider iCloney. It is the perfect name for her Red Pill to Pay the Bill series, but could we get like a part 2 or a part 3 going? Because like there are too many good potential titles in this saga. We've got iCloney, we've got Game of Clones. I mean, how many more are going to fall out of the sky and land on our laps here? I mean, shit. Go ahead, iCloney. Tell us about the Game of Clones. I can't keep a straight face on this one. I try.
Shows, but Song of Ice and Fire, that fantasy novel series. So the lady who was working with me in this office was like, okay, so what do you want your character to be like? And I told her, I want this character.
Hell yeah, bro. I wish I had a smart TV. Clone me one, bro.
I want this character to kind of reflect me, my historical archetype of Joan of Arc, and so I gave her this laundry.
Oh my god. Will you stop it, Carly? iCloney, stop doing this to me. You're just giving them to me. Her historical archetype. She does this on purpose. I'm telling you, she's trolling us, all right? She is a freaking troll. She knows what she's doing. There is no fucking way in hell that her first name is Carly, so iCloney comes to mind. No Sam Helen way. Shit, she starts talking about Game of Clones book. And then, to put the icing on the clone cake, she starts talking about Clone of Arc, okay? Joan of Arc, Clone of Arc. I mean, Carly, you had to have written this. You've had to sit down and think of this. You've used a word that really works with the word clone in every 30 seconds of your video. It does not naturally happen this way.
List of all of the
Clone of Arc, bro.
Specific details that I wanted to be included in this character, and she brought up, I think this was the first time at the cloning center that somebody brought up gematria to me. It's Gematria. And then I think it was about the time, it was like a Feast of Crows, where all the ghostwriters were in this room together, and we would just get together and go over things. And
I'm not saying it out loud. I'm trying to prevent myself from drawing an analogy here, so I can't do it. This is a live stream. It's what we're here for. How about, will you say it for me, Busy? Exactly, a Feast of Clones. Yes.
Go through the events that we wanted to take place in the storyline. But it was at that point, too, I think that a lot of people were getting kind of tired of their own characters that they were writing about and working into the storyline.
Clicking the whiteboard, Busy. I know. Okay, so this whole video, this is what's happened. We got Carrie Noel, or Carrie Noel. These are the letters of her last name. The first thing she brings up is Game of Thrones, which is Game of Clones. Sounds just like it. The second thing she brings up is, what was the second thing she brought up? I forget now. A Feast of Crows was brought up. Feast of Clones. Sounds just like it. The other thing, Joan of Arc, sounds like Clone of Arc, right? It's almost like she did this on purpose. It's almost like she did this on purpose and sat down, and maybe she is a little bit schizophrenic, maybe a little bit, because schizophrenic people literally will find codes or embed codes into everything they do. You ever watch that video, movie, A Beautiful Mind? That dude saw codes everywhere. Carrie wants to tell people about cloning and people to believe she's a clone, and because she has a schizophrenic mindset, in my opinion, due to her emotional outburst and her way of thinking and her way of speaking and her way of thinking I've seen in the past, She's taken her name and made an anagram out of what she wants to talk about to kind of give a subconscious inclination into the mind of the listener. She's embedding things that could very easily sound like clones, Game of Thrones, Game of Clones, Feast of Crows, Feast of Clones, Joan of Arc, Clones of Arc. You get what I'm saying? I think she's done this on purpose. I think, honestly, she has. Do what, Busy? What do you want now? I have no clue if iCloney is related to George Clooney, and that's not a good joke. It doesn't make sense. Shut up, Busy. You have lame jokes.